So I love building computers, and I have lots of spare motherboards, graphics cards, you name it, just kicking around. And the thing is, I would have all of these in fully set up and functioning systems, even though I really don't even need it. But cases are expensive. Granted, I can run this without a case, and I have been running a lot of these boards without cases. It just gets a little messy. I opened Newegg, and Newegg had the answer, the solution I was looking for. A case for a whopping $20. And what sort of case is this, you may be wondering? Well, it is a test bench. I've wanted a test bench or something similar for a while now because I build lots of computers, and having to disassemble fully built towers to put in different hard drives or graphics cards or whatever to test is just very aggravating. So to have just an open rack that I can plunk graphics cards, storage drives, RAM into and test it out, that is pretty much a dream for someone who frequently builds computers. So today we're going to build a rig in a test bench frame, and yeah, just see what you get for $20. Gently bring it in here. Yep. Alright, so here is the test bench. I cannot even begin to tell you how long it took me to figure out how to put this stupid thing together. So you can see that this is like stamped metal, right? And the stamped sides on this side, and same with the bottom. This side on the inside is the stamp side. I was trying to assemble it with the stamp side pointing up right here, and this stamp side pointing me, but that's not how it was supposed to go, so everything was upside down and not lining up. That's my bad, I know. But once I realized what I was doing wrong, it all went pretty quick. So this is a AM3 Plus board with a FX 8350, I believe. So basically the most powerful processor that you can get before you go to AMD Ryzen. It's not very fast, to be honest with you. It's a 8 core, but it's a old 8 core. But it's more than enough to test graphics cards, got a hard drive kicking around right here, whatever. In the box, you get all the motherboard standoffs and the screws. So, depending on if you have a ATX, micro ATX, or a mini ITX board, you have to kind of line up your board and see which screw holes you need to use and put standoffs there because it does not come with standoffs installed like at all. And then also, you don't have to put IO shield, it's completely optional, but if you have one, you can put it back here. And this board, for being a very old board, has a lot of functionality. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slots in total, with 4 of them being full-length slots. These smaller ones are useful for Wi-Fi cards and stuff like that. But theoretically, you could run several GPUs in this. Mining really isn't a big thing anymore, but this would be a good case, rack, whatever, to mine. With most of these computers, with most of these motherboards, sorry, if they are not in a case, you have to take a screwdriver and jump these pins down here, or these ones actually, where it's plugged up at. If this isn't in a case, typically you have to take a screwdriver and jump these pins to start it, but they include a switch that you can plug in and turn it on and off. So that's super sick. I don't have to be ramming a screwdriver in here to turn it on and off. Came with a switch. And I'm pretty sure the switch actually goes here. No, that's too big. Yeah, I guess the switch is kind of chills. There's not really a spot for it. And this is an old board, but since it's going to be a test bench, I want to have some nicer components. Right here, I have 16 gigabytes of DDR3 Ripjaws. The actual speed is 1600 megahertz. So there's our 16 gigabytes of Ripjaws DDR3. If anyone's wondering about this cooler, I actually bought it off of Amazon. It was only like $20, which seemed like a really good deal since it's a not particularly a beefy cooler, but a nice cooler for $20. I have a 550 watt Antec power supply with the badge of may burn your house down, but maybe not. For those of you who don't know, there's different ratings for power supply efficiency, and white is the lowest rating that you can earn while still having a rating. So, yeah, we got a white power supply, but it's a test bench, so oh well. So the power supply goes over here, and there's only 2 holes, like down there and down there. So even if you want to have the fan pointing this way, the way that the holes line up, you have to have it like this. You can't flip it or the holes won't line up. So it's taking air from right here, which it's open, so it's not going to be particularly hot, but I'd rather have the intake over here. But yeah, whatever. I'm not going to screw this in quite yet, but pretend I did. So yeah, we've got our 8-pin for the CPU, which goes over here in this corner. And here's our 24-pin. Pretty self-explanatory. Goes to the 24-pin here. Since this is a test bench, I'm just putting a hard drive for now, but I will put an SSD later. Most of them are M.2 SSDs, and this board lacks that, but it has a pretty beefy cooling system. A GPU mounting area right here, where you can screw your hard drive in and just have it chill right here. My only complaint is that once you screw in one hard drive, you're basically done. You can't really put any more. So I'd like to maybe see some way to maybe vertically mount one right here using these holes, and then put another one horizontally right here so that you have 2 hard drives, but it seems like you can only fit one, which is kind of a bummer, but oh well. Set of power for our hard drive over here. And last but not least is the graphics card. The entire reason I built this is to test drives and make Windows boot drives, and to test graphics cards, power supplies, and whatnot. I won't really be testing RAM as much. I do have a lot of DDR3, but most of what I deal with now is DDR4. But graphics cards are by far the thing that I have to mess with the most. So I'm sticking to GTX 1615 here for now, just to run with it. But if I need to test any cards in the future, I could swap it out or, put it in another slot. And then you just line it up and push down until you hear a nice click. So on this test bench, there's no PCIe like cover slots, something that would resemble this, like that. So you don't have to worry about taking any out. They're all just open. It's an open case, so it really doesn't matter. And then we have our 6-pin for our 1650, and this is a 8-pin, and this is actually a modular power supply. So I have more 8-pins and stuff, so if I want to have multiple GPUs, or GPUs that take more than one 8-pin to test them out, I can do all of that on this, test bench. So let's plug that in. And I'll probably need to get some zip ties. Here is our fully built computer in the $20 computer case, aka just a test bench, but check it out. If you want to build a computer and you just rather this aesthetic, it's only 20 bucks as opposed to a case like an H510 being close to 100. Of course, your temperatures are going to be lower and whatnot, and honestly, love it. 20 bucks. This is what a $20 computer case, asterisks once again because it's a test bench, looks like. My only complaint is you can't put that many hard drives and solid state drives, excluding M.2s, which this board doesn't have a spot for them. Yeah, I'm going to use this test bench to test a lot of the graphics cards and stuff whenever I'm building rigs, and might even use it for future projects on the channel. I don't know for what yet. I just wanted to build a test bench because I saw how cheap they were in Newegg. So I appreciate all of you for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Hit subscribe if you really want to support me. And yeah, that's all from me. I'm out. Peace.